Mr. Peasant. Mr. Peasant, how are you doing today? I'm doing well. How are you doing? Well, I'm doing well. You mind if I ask you a few questions? Yeah, go ahead, dude. Ask me a few questions. Alright, mate. So the first question is, when would you run a Martingale system? Well, I would run a Martingale. So I was thinking about this, and a classic Martingale strategy is a betting strategy, like a campaign, essentially, of betting on a 50-50 bet. The market goes up or down, you bet on it going up, you happen to lose, so you bet again that it's going to go up, and you double your bet. And if you lose that one, you double it again. If you lose that one, you double it again. And if you win that one, you make the same amount as if you had won the first bet. And it's a way of, if your bankroll's deep enough, it is a way of pretty much deflecting any and all losses. And people do martingales, I think, in different ways all the time. When people sell cash-covered, cash-secured puts, where they're selling a put, they're going to make some money if the market goes up, but if the market goes down, they're going to put those shares, and they have to buy those shares. So they buy them, and then they sell calls above it, and try to hopefully it goes up, and if it goes down more, they double down on it. They dollar cost average, and eventually, if it happens to go up, they deflect their loss, and they'll eventually have no losers. Because even though they did lose, even though they were thinking it's going to go up, but whatever, they're basically absorbing it and playing big, and I think that's what big money does a lot of the times. And you might think, well, that's stupid. Why would they run Martingale? It's because nobody likes drawdown, and if Martingale is ran with a very small amount of money at the start, you have a very, very small likelihood of losing. Obviously, what do I know? I haven't won shit. So, but I'm just looking at. That's the strategy. So your question is, when would I run Martingale? I would not run Martingale on a 50-50 bet. And I was thinking, well, Martingale would work even better if the bet is like, if my reward is closer than my risk, making the bet more likely to win, right? So even more likely. And that's not good either, because let's say I have a 0.5 R. I'm 66% likely to win that trade, standard stats, a 0.5 R. If I lose that bet, I lose 1. So if I double, now I'm risking 2 to make 1. And if I lose that, I'm down 3. So now I have to risk 4 to make what? To make 2. Now I'm risking 4 to make 2. So if I happen to win finally, I'm actually not at the same position as I was. And I'll continually go down that slope. The more I lose, the more strings of losers I have in a row, the more my bet has to increase for me to become profitable. So what I see Martingale as, the worst case scenario for Martingale is the bankroll. The problem is that if you do have a string of like 8 losers in a row, you're doubling. You know how you get a penny a day, and you double it every day, and you're gonna be fucking Elon Musk in like 10 years or whatever. I don't know. You increase so much when you double it, that if we can lessen the slope of doubling it, that's better. So how to get that is having a higher risk reward martingale system. So go for a 3R or a 5R even. let's just go for a 3R. I'm risking 1 to make 3. If I lose, I double my bet. Now I'm risking 2 to make 6. But the thing is here, you don't necessarily have to double it, because the whole agenda for Martingale is to not lose the trade. So what is my reward? My reward is 3. So let's stay with 3. So if I lose 1, that means I have to make 4. So I don't know what times 3 equals 4. I don't exactly know. 1 point something, 1.25, 1.33 maybe. I don't exactly know. But you're not risking 1 anymore. You're risking 1.33, right? On the next trade. If you lose that one, now I'm down 2.33. Well, in order to make my money back and my first initial target of 3R, now I have to make 5.33. So you do that divided by 3, whatever that is. Now I'm risking 1.75. So it doesn't double the bet every time. It just inflates it a little bit, and it does lessen the slope, giving us more of a chance to absorb heavy strings of losses. And I have been doing the inverse of 3Rs all the time, and you will get a 3R. You absolutely will. I don't care if freaking you blindfold yourself and press the buy button or the sell button. You will capture a 3R if you just leave your target there and you stop there, and that's it, a 3R. You will capture a 3R within, I guarantee you, 12 trades. Guarantee you. Within 12. So, I mean, I'm just saying, if you run Martingale and your bankroll's big enough, whatever your drawdown, your max drawdown has to be, if it's big enough to absorb 12 losers in a row, and it's not 1, okay, I'm risking 1, now I'm risking 1.3, now I'm risking 1.6, now I'm risking 2.25, now I'm risking whatever, and all of that cumulative is going to be a lot of money. So you're gonna at least have one, I don't even know. I don't exactly know how you're gonna do it, but I would plan it out. I would have it mathematically planned out, and I would run that. But the thing is, I'm willing to run all these things, but oh, dude, we need a trade that works. I'm not just blindfolding myself and pressing buy. And honestly, I think I'll get the same results if I just trade random setups that I do trade. I think people inflate their bias so much when discretionary trading. I always think my setups are so much better, so good, and this is totally gonna work. This is totally gonna work. And yes, it sometimes does, which gives me that reinforcement that fuck yeah, I'm doing what's right. But it's really not as strong as we think it is, in my opinion. I've seen my own numbers, and putting behavior aside, which is obviously a big topic, I still think it's not bad, not good. It's random, bro. It's random. So honestly, you could run Martingale with a freaking coin toss, and it'd be probably the same results as my discretionary trading. But yeah, execution of the trades is probably most important. Because if we start doing like, wow, I'm not gonna actually go for a 3R here. Oh, I'm doubling up more size. No, we got to stick to the plan. If we're running Martingale, bro, it's so sensitive. We don't want to do too much. We want to just run the straight and narrow plan. But yeah, honestly, what we're looking for, we need setups, dude. We're willing to run all these different execution, trade management type of trades. How to apply it to which setup? That's the most important piece. Like, we need a setup that works, and then we can apply something like this to it. If these generally go 3R and it's profitable at 3R, then I'll run Martingale at 3R and just I'm pretty much safe because I know generally it does go 3R at least 33% of the time, 40% of the time, and that's fantastic. Well, if I happen to lose, which happens 60% of the time, it happened to lose 3 times in a row, that's fine. I'll keep increasing size because I know the 3R is coming. And we take it, and as if our bankroll's big enough, we won't have, yeah, we'll lose, but then our one win will make up for all of what we just lost. And it's not crazy. It's not big difference. It's not like risking 1, now I'm risking 10. I'm risking 1, I'm risking 1.25, I'm risking 1.7, whatever the math happens to be. And eventually, if you have 10 losers in a row, yes, you will be risking 10 or something like that. Maybe like 6. I don't exactly know. I'd have to look at it. But all I'm saying is that's when I would run Martingale for sure. Because I think not many people would do that. I think people run Martingale and have nearer risk rewards, like a 0.5R or 1R, you know. They don't go for that further out risk rewards, and all it is adding size. Our risk is limited. Our risk is really small. It's 1R every time. Okay, 1.25R, you know, obviously if a string of losers will have a huge loss eventually. But what are the odds of that? I'm trying to do that right now. I'm trying to go for 0.33 Rs. Bro, I can't go on a win streak of more than 4 or 5. I can't. The 4 Rs happen. The pivots happen. You just get into the market and it just fucking flips, and you've captured a pivot point, and there's nothing much we can do about it. And I think it just happens. It will happen. I guarantee you it will happen. So, yeah, definitely Martingale on higher risk rewards. And you could even go further. Because if you go, like, let's say a 5R, you don't even have to increase size much. Like 1R, I'm risking, if I lose, I only have to risk like 1.1R to make all the money back or whatever. Because it's spread out amongst that 5R reward. It's definitely worth it. And the biggest thing about Martingale, the biggest Achilles heel is, dude, what if all these strings of losers happen and you're left with holding like a huge trade? Like if you, in a roulette table, you double bet, pretty soon you're going to be risking $64,000. Right? You know what happens when it's double, it's exponential. And this one, it's lesser. It's just much lesser if we have a higher risk reward. And I just think that if we're going to run Martingale, that's the freaking way to do it, for sure. But obviously, we need a bet to bet this on. We need edge, bro. We need a stat. We need something to put this on and run it. And I'm pretty confident that it'll be profitable. Martingale alone is a very low loss rate. It's a small chance of blowing your entire account for sure, because there is no ending. You just keep on adding size, and if you keep on losing, the account's gone. So definitely not the best way to do it for if you're handling people's retirements. But if you're doing a funded account or something like that, I don't see what's wrong with that. If we plan it out, we're definitely gonna have to start super small. But anyways, we gotta we need edge. I'm not just fucking trading discretion anymore. It means nothing. Mine mean nothing, at least mine. So we need a trade first and foremost, and then we'll implement which system we want to run on. So, all right, mate. Peace and harmony. Peace and harmony on this great day. All right, mate. Peace.